Another year is in the books, marking 3 years since I uploaded my first video, and man, we've come a long way since then. I did a video like this last year where I basically just wanted to take the time to reflect on the year, being open and honest about how I'm feeling about games and the channel, and to thank all of you for another wonderful year of support. Obviously, quite a lot happened this year, not only relative to the channel, but for games as well. And me being the sappy optimist I am, I think it was a rather great year. We started 2022 with 80,000 subscribers, we hit 100k and I received my silver play button in March, and I've since more than doubled my subscriber count since the beginning of the year, so thank you to all of you that found my channel and subscribed this year, and of course to the OGs who've been here for a while. Hitting 100k in March was like the first time where I really felt like I had accomplished something with this channel, and sure, the play button might just be a plaque and 100k may just be a number, but it was really nice to just have something to represent my achievement and all the hard work I had put into this channel. It's all thanks to you guys, again. Alright, I'm gonna stop getting all sentimental on you all, but I truly never expected to be here doing this for a living, and it's pretty surreal. You know, as a kid growing up obsessed with video games, becoming a YouTuber is a common dream. I'd started many channels before that never went anywhere, or that I quit on too early, but a few years ago when I was faced with the decision of what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, that urgency and me not wanting to have a job I hated or couldn't stand for the rest of my life is really what pushed me into finally putting everything I had into a channel. I remember I had told myself prior, this time I'm not going to quit uploading. No matter what, I'm going to make this work and make it a success. The reason I'm telling you guys this is not to boast or say I did it, but hopefully so I can help inspire you guys to do something you want, whether it's starting a channel or anything else really. If you've been wanting to do something for a long time, but the timing just is never right, or the pieces never fall into place, stop waiting and just do it, as cliche as it sounds. It's absolutely true. If you really want something, then just get started and be persistent. I had worked on videos for months with no real success until I got one video to do relatively well. And from there I learned more and more about what people wanted to watch and what videos would do well, which has led me here. I remember at one point after a few months, a few friends had told me my videos were boring, and that made me want to quit. I seriously considered it for a long time, but then I don't remember where or who it was, but I heard something similar to what I'm telling you now. So instead, I decided to change the kind of videos I did so they wouldn't be boring, and what I changed to is the style of videos I do to this day. As harsh as it might have seemed to me at the time, if my friend didn't tell me my videos were boring, which in hindsight they absolutely were, this was back when I just did gameplay videos with no commentary. I was basically trying to be Swifty Unknown or Stealth Gamer, which I was nowhere near as skilled as them. But the point is, if my friend hadn't had said that, I never would have changed my content style, and thus I probably would have quit. It's just crazy to reflect back and think how many times things could have gone differently, and I wouldn't be here talking to you now. This never would have been possible without my parents either, who have luckily been so supportive. I can't imagine it's easy when your kid tells you they don't want to go to college and wants to play video games and make videos for a living, but once I had shown them I could make a living out of it, they supported my choice. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling. The point is, if you're thinking about doing something you want to do or have been waiting to do for a long time, there's no time like the present. You can miss out on so much if you just don't take that chance or first step at the very least. I know, it sounds cliche and boring, but hearing it is one thing and actually doing it is another. Another thing is, when I was younger, I thought being a YouTuber was so cool because it was like, wow, I can sit around and play video games all day and get paid for it. But make no mistake, doing this takes work. I think with the right know-how and mindset, anybody could do it, but it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to actually see it through. Like I said, it's easy to picture the end goal and think that's awesome, I want to do that, but what you don't think about is just all the work and struggles you'll have to go through to get there. There have been times through these 3 years where I wasn't having fun or I nearly had mental breakdowns. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my job, but it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, and really that's just life in general. Alright, anyways, I hope those of you who needed to hear it got that message. That's enough of motivational Master Assassin for now. I wanted to briefly touch on the direction of my channel and the kind of content I want to do. There were many times this year alone and even last year where I considered becoming an assassin Assassin's Creed only channel. Most people who are subscribed to me are here for Assassin's Creed content. I am very aware of that. But the thing is, I love other games and game series as well that I want to talk about, so I really had to debate how exactly I was going to do this, and I finally reached the conclusion. Now don't get me wrong, I love the Assassin's Creed series despite everything that's happened recently, but to only ever do Assassin's Creed videos, I would get so burnt out. Not only would I probably run out of ideas, but it would become exhausting to only talk about AC. So I'm going to continue what I'm doing, where I just do both. A majority of my videos are still about Assassin's Creed, but I've been making reviews and videos for other games as well, which I've been really enjoying. At heart, what I love most about this job is I get to play video games, so I want to do that as much as possible, and not only AC, so I will continue with doing both in the future. And speaking of playing video games, I'd like to talk about my quick little Game of the Year pick and highlight some games I enjoyed playing for the first time this year. My pick for Game of the Year is easily God of War Ragnarok. Keep in mind, I haven't actually played Elden Ring yet, and that's because I wanted to sort of play it a year later, once all the hype had died down a little, to give a more fresh perspective. So expect that sometime in the near future. But of the new games to release this year, my Game of the Year is God of War Ragnarok, and I just recently played the older God of War games as well for a video, and I absolutely loved them. What a series God of War is. This year was an interesting year for video games, however, I think I can confidently say it was definitely better than last year, and probably even the year before that. It didn't end up as big of a year as it originally looked, with a lot of big games being delayed to 2023, like the new Zelda game and Hogwarts Legacy, but still a solid year nonetheless. I mean, It Takes Two won Game of the Year last year. Not that it's a bad game, but it's not exactly what we've come to expect from Game of the Year material. A lot of the big releases for this year came in the front end of the year though, with Dying Light 2, Horizon Forbidden West, Elden Ring, and many others. I liked Dying Light 2. I think my opinion has sort of changed since the honeymoon phase has worn off. It does feel like something is missing that the first Dying Light had. Whether it's the atmosphere or grittiness of combat and parkour, Dying Light 2 does admittedly feel a little more generic than the first game, and there were some odd choices involving the gameplay and HUD systems. Overall, I still enjoyed the game though, and I hope to revisit it sometime in the future. I haven't played Forbidden West yet, and I hope to replay Zero Dawn before I do, because to be honest, I can't remember a whole lot from that game, so I'm gonna need a refresher. As for games I played for the first time this year that didn't come out this year, there were a lot of good ones. I touched on the God of War games already. Bully was fun, Max Payne 3, a lot of the Resident Evil games, which is one of my new favorite video game series. Dishonored 2 was awesome, The Witcher 2, and there were many others that I replayed after not playing in a long time, so that was all very fun. I hope to play even more games for the first time in 2023. As for new games next year, I think it may already look better than 2022. The ones I'm personally most excited for are the Resident Evil 4 remake, Jedi Survivor, Hogwarts Legacy, Spider-Man 2, and of course Assassin's Creed Mirage whenever that's coming out. I played the original Resident Evil 4 a few months ago and loved it, so can't wait for that remake. It looks incredible. I of course love Star Wars, and Fallen Order was a much needed breath of fresh air for Star Wars games. I'll still never forgive EA for cutting service to Battlefront 2, but at least I have Jedi Survivor to look forward to. Now admittedly, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. I've always been more into Star Wars myself, but I enjoy the books and movies, and I'm excited to finally get a huge open world game with Hogwarts and everything, so that sounds really fun too. And well, obviously Mirage has made some lofty promises that hopefully it delivers on. I could go on for 2 hours on that, so we'll leave it there. But yeah, lots to look forward to next year, and I can't wait. Thank you so much for such a wonderful 2022, everybody, and all of your support. Special thanks to those of you who wished to support me further and joined the channel membership. I'm truly grateful. I hope you all had some good times this year, and I'll see you all in 2023.